DC's 52, week 21 and 22. It's been a while since we've done this one. We're getting back into it. DC 21 and 22, we have the introduction of the Infinity Incorporated. Not the original. It's rebranded by Lex Luthor and Magnus and some stuff going on with the Metal Man. So let's dive in. Welcome back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. Now we have DC's week 50 or 52, week 21 and 22. Now 21 was written by the same guys, Greg Rucka, Mark Waid, Grant Morrison, and Geoff Johns. But the art in 21 was done by breakdowns by Keith Giffen, pencils by Joe Bennett. Which are really pretty good. They do a good job on that. And week 22, I guess they hid that page on me. All right, well, usually the same guys. So they hid the page on me. I can't find it real quick. So we start out on week 21. We have, Steele's niece. She's in there talking to Lex Luthor, and she wants to get the Speed Girl back on the team because she was shooting up with that drug that made her faster, but it was kind of causing her to go crazy. And she mouthed off to Lex Luthor and he kind of kicked her off the team. So she's begging to get back on the team. Why? Because she really wants to be a Teen Titan, because that's the premier team. She doesn't want to really be on Lex Luthor's team. She wants to be on the premier team, but she needs to be on this team to prove her worth for the other team. So she gets, they approve to get her back on the team, and she's really excited and everything's cool. So then we go over and we actually see Ralph Dibny with the mask of, oh Lord, he's with they're in some other realm called the Nether Planes. So he's with Dr. Fate, and he's in this Nether Planes, and he actually throws this molecule he uses to actually cause himself to go rubber bandy. And he actually does this to the Guardian. It makes him all rubber bandy. He goes, I'm Ralph Dibny, and the floating helmet here is Dr. Fate, and he's the one who warned me of the Maclean Gate would have a demon guard. So he also said we could put you to sleep. However, I've tied you into a ball. And he goes, I need the underworld password. So he goes, it makes your body elastic, and I can tie you in a ball, and you can leave it there, and then suddenly it will wear off, and you will be messed up. So all right, but know that whatever danger I face when I open this door, yours is 1,000 times more perilous. So he's like, I don't care. Just open the door, let me through. I need to get to the underworld. So he got taken care of. So we're back into the command center, and Blockbuster, a big villain, is broken loose, and so Lex Luthor's like, team, you're on it, go. And so Infinity Incorporated shows up. Infinity Incorporated, take him down. So all, you got all the team there. Nucleo, Sharp Claw, Speed Person, these the generic superheroes, right? But Blockbuster's kind of giving them as good as they're getting, and they're fighting back and forth, and she blasts him with light, and she kind of, and Nucleon's in there punching. You got all this fight scene. They're fighting back and forth, and they finally are able to subdue on the ground, right? And like Infinity Incorporated did it, yay! Everybody's so excited. But then the Teen Titans show up. Now, this is a different version of the Teen Titans in what we may know today. We have Raven, we have Zartana's brother, we have little Berta, big Berta down little. Garth is the leader of the team, and some Firehead, right? I don't remember what his name is. So the team's there, and they're like, hey, who are you guys? Well, we're Infinity Incorporated. Well, isn't that another team? Well, it was rebranded and bought by Lex Luthor, and that's who we are now. And so Lex is watching this whole thing, and he's like, you know what? I don't like that they're there, the Teen Titans. I don't want the Teen Titans to take credit for this. So he kind of ends up turning up the volume on Blockbuster, kind of pumping him up. And he's like, more. Gordon full wave to full on Blockbuster piece, and Blockbuster breaks out of whatever's binding him, right? And he smashes the ground, and now the Teen Titans are in on it, and Infinity Incorporated is in there, and now Speed Girl, what I can't remember, Trajectory, that's her name. Trajectory just starts going right after the guy, and they're like, hey, wait, he's getting, wait. She's like, can't wait, today I become a star. And Trajectory just heads off after Blockbuster. And she's in there, and she starts beating on him, right? Well, at that point, you can see Lex Luthor select Trajectory and turn her powers off. So not only can he give you powers, he can take the powers away, and he just proved it. And in that, Blockbuster grabs Trajectory and just smashes her and just gone. Kills Trajectory. Dead. And he goes, contact the alternative of the female Caucasian candidates list, please. Infinity Corporate needs a new member. So, bad news. Lex Luthor can give you powers, but he can also take your powers away. And apparently he likes to take them away in the middle of battle where you're going to die. So, man, what a bad guy. So we go back to Manchester, Alabama, and basically nobody's celebrating Eliza Harmon. She's not even 20 years old. She's 18 years old. She's dead, and nobody cares. She's on the newspaper. She's in the cemetery. Nobody freaking cares. The Infinity Corporate shows up. The Teen Titans kind of show up, and everybody's like, you know what? We're done with this. And the team breaks up. So Teen Titans end up breaking up. Infinity Corporate, John's there, and he's like, hey, I got to tell you something. He's like, Uncle John. He goes, this place was the only place I could get to. I told you to stay away from me. He's like, honey, I think we need to talk about your powers. And she's like, my friend just died. Why? Blah, 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 right? He didn't even get the chance to actually talk to her. What he suspected is that Lex Luthor can give powers and take powers away, but she won't even listen to him. Of course, he kind of blew it with the way he reacted the first time. So then we go to Australia, and we see some dude, and he's welding together the Red Tornado into like this just messed up conglomeration of different parts. And then we flip over to DC Week 22. So in Week 22, Lex Luthor is like, I need to know who Supernova is. Now, they've been following because of what Wonder Girl said. She called him Connor Kent. So they're like, hey, maybe it's your kid, the one you created from DNA of a clone of you and Superman. And he goes, no, that dude, he believes that Supernova is Superman. He actually draws the Superman symbol on this. He goes, I think he's Superman. Now, we've seen Clark Kent standing there, and we've seen Supernova with him. So kind of hard for them to be in two places at once. I'm still not sure who Supernova is, but Lex Luthor's pretty sure it is Superman. I'm not 100% sure. But then we get on a bus, and we see this American Indian guy. He's there, and he beats up this really gross dude and throws him off the bus, which, probably not the best thing for him to do. Cops will show up. And then he sees a girl there. She's trying to get superpowers. He's like, yeah, hey, you don't want this stuff. Just go do what you're going to do. Leave me alone. Then we go over to Lex Luthor again, and Lex Luthor's like, hey, I want a full DNA thing done on me. I want to figure out if I can get superpowers. Of course, Lex, after he's all tested on millions of people, that's when Lex Luthor decides that he's going to try it on himself, see if he's, And so we go back, and the American Indian guy, he's going back to visit his father. His father's dying, and his father used to be he had the super chief. I think it was super chief. He wore like a bison helmet and had a medallion like this, and carried a spear type thing. He was the super chief, so an Indian superhero, an American Indian superhero. So he goes, you were that. He opens the chest, and it's all there, super chief. Now I want you to do something for me. It was yours to keep and trust until one day when the people needed him most, he would return. And he's like, there it is, right there. He is passing the abilities of the super chief off to this young man here. Of course, or it's his grandfather, not his father. But then he ends up putting his grandfather out of his misery. Not a very super heroic thing. I don't know if I really go with that. Then Lex Luthor is opening the Lex Luthor International Business Studies and Policy School. And a man there said, you're a liar. You've offered unlimited power, but you can take it away too, and it's not fair. He goes, unlimited power for you. Yeah, for you, Lex Luthor. Screw the rest of us. It's about control. He gives these powers, and he can take them away. And so he has somebody grab him, and they throw this guy out of the area. Of course, John shows up and goes, I agree with you. I think something's going on. Tell me what happened. He goes, you know what? I'll make sure the world listens. And then we get over to Dr. Magnus. Now, Dr. Magnus is talking to Mercury. I think it's Mercury. I forgot who it was. But they're talking about, hey, what about waking Platinum up? What about the other guys? He was like, no, I messed up. I got kind of crazy. I kind of thought of you guys as real humans, real souls and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of messed me up in the head, and I don't want to go through that again. So I've only woken you up, and I'm going to talk to you, and etc. And I've got to take my medication and keep me from going crazy. But he puts the dude in the bag, and then he walks upstairs, and in comes Iron. I think it's Iron. And then he's like, okay, so he kicks on a super magnet, right? And that dude falls into the ground, and he's stuck. So Magnus had everything all prepared to take care of any kind of this kind of stuff going on, and then Platinum shows up, and Doctor throws out this Aqua Regia, a fresh concoction of centrated hydrochloric acid and nucleic acid, and it basically dissolves Platinum. So she's starting to dissolve, and he runs out the door, and Iron's like smashing up the Mercury, like messing him up. So he runs out, and there's like explosions happening outside, people shooting stuff, and then another robot is shooting a cannon at the house and blows the house up. And Dr. Magnus like just jumping out of the way. We don't know if he survived or not. Doesn't look like Mercury survived. The metal robots are going crazy. So ends on a very, very cliffhanger note. So we got a lot of stuff going on. We have proof that Lex Luthor is giving powers and taking powers away and actually killing people when they, which we knew he would. And then we have, so the Infinity Corp, we can see the breakup of the Teen Titans, and then now we have Dr. Magnus and the robots going crazy, and I don't, somebody's still hunting for scientists. What is ever going on there? So, I don't know, and we'll have to see next time. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here in the Long Box.